So, welcome to Ammertime podcast, episode 3. This is a very special episode today. We've got a special guest on. So here today is myself, Henry. I've got Jonas, and I've got another member of Ammertime who hasn't been on yet. We've got Kristoffer here, and we're also joined by Thomas Kyrsting, who's going to be hosting a tournament coming up in January, and he's here to talk about his tournament today. So, firstly, hand it over to Jonas. Jonas, Kristoffer, you're going to introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, what you do, what armies you play with, anything interesting about yourself, where you get your haircut, I don't know. Go for it.
My name is Kristoffer Dirac. I go by Stoff and DK on the 9th Age forum. I play the Knights of Equitaine, the Tomb Kings. Bretonnians! The Tomb Kings is now called the Undying Dynasties, which is, by the way, a really cool name. And so I play those. I also have a work in progress Dark Elf army, which is themed around the Assassin's Creed game, the number 2 game set in Renaissance Italy.
Okay.
That's very specific, but so those are my current army projects. I've been playing mostly Warhammer Fantasy, but I started out with Warhammer 40k some 10 years ago, and then when I met up with a lot of the other Ammertime members, we started playing Warhammer Fantasy, and I haven't really played much 40k since then. I was also the store manager of a store in Copenhagen called Faro Cigar, which is basically a local gaming store for Warhammer in Copenhagen. And I was in that position for 2 years. So I have a bit of a commercialized viewpoint on Games Workshop as well.
And you're also helping Thomas with the tournament together. You're organising it. I'm not sure who's in charge. Who makes the final decision?
I don't think.
Awkward silence.
No, I think Thomas has because it's mostly his baby, and then I support him in the capacity that I'm good at.
I would like to say that we're democratic.
So Thomas, over to you. I know that you're a very experienced Warhammer player. I've played you before, and I got my ass kicked. And you playing in the ETC maybe?
No, not the ETC. I don't have the time for the ETC. I'm Thomas Kyrsting. I've been in the hobby for about 20 years. Started with some fantasy with the starter pack with the pointy night goblins, or the pointy goblins.
Nice.
And also did a lot of other Games Workshop games. Did some 40k tournament play, and then 6 years ago I turned to fantasy and have been playing more and more tournaments and enjoying that a lot. Haven't played the 9/8 yet, but looking forward to it. I think it looks really good and evolved the game in a good way.
So what armies did you use in 8th?
I have a big Warriors of Chaos army, and that's generally the only army I've been playing in tournament play, because I use a lot of time painting stuff. And but I've also a couple of years ago I started a small Vampire Counts army, which has kind of stalled, and still does it, because I also have do a lot of showcase painting and a lot of small games like Necromunda and Blood Bowl, and just picked up some Infinity that we're starting down here in the club.
So you're definitely a hobby.
Yeah, I'm a hobby and a gamer.
Thomas is too modest to say it, but he's a multiple Golden Demon winner. He is a really good painter.
Wow.
So,
I was about to say, I know that we've been at a few tournaments recently where you've won Best Painted. I think Giant Fanatic, not Giant Fanatic. Was it 2MD?
Yeah, 2MD.
2MD, you won Best Painted.
Faro Cigar.
Yeah, and Faro Cigar.
Veterans of the hobby might have noticed Thomas's miniatures in the White Dwarf magazine, where they're often featured. So this is the level we operate.
And you have some at Games Workshop as well.
What?
I think I've seen some of yours at Games Workshop, maybe.
Down in the store.
Yeah, I don't know. No, maybe not. Maybe.
Yeah, I have some had some.
In the past.
Of my entries, yeah.
Yeah. So Thomas is a very experienced Warhammer player, and we have him on today to talk about his and Kristoffer's new tournament called Gentlemen's and Dolls.
Yeah.
So I think maybe you want to talk about a little bit about the philosophy behind the tournament, and just tell us what it is, when it is.
Well, it's the second tournament we hold. The first one was 2 years ago with the same concept. The tournament is the 23rd and 24th of January.
2016.
2016.
Yeah, 2016.
Probably going to be the first tournament in Denmark of 2016.
And we are running with the 9H, and with a team tournament where you have teams of 2 people together playing on the same table, gaming table, with armies of 1,200 points, and 5 games with scenario-driven scenarios.
Yeah. So it's doubles, 1,200 points apiece, and there's a few restrictions. I'm not happy with. There's only 50 points of magic items per army. That's not fun.
Yeah. No lords.
No lords.
Max 250 on 1 unit.
Oh, is that it? Oh, I think I was cheating today.
Maximum one war machine.
Wow, you're little.
I don't know what my spearman, maybe only 220. I don't know. We'll see.
A maximum of 1 war machine, and maximum 1/3 of the models can be shooting. So it's pretty simple. We are running with 9th Age being pretty fair, and testing it out.
I think we Jonas and I, we had a quick game today, and we're going to talk about that in the second part of the show. But I quite enjoyed the 1,200 points. I thought it was really fun.
And the basic thing of this tournament is to doing something else than 2,400 etc. something. So and also having a non-competitive environment with the gentleman thing.
And especially the gentleman theme is what we're really going for, and that shows itself in the way that, so the place that we're actually hosting the tournament this year is in the party hall of the National Museum.
It's really swanky.
It's nice. Really swanky. So we've been fortunate enough to have had funding by Snapslanten, which means quick money basically, which funds these kind of projects if you make a good application.
You didn't sell yourself on Instagram.
No, we did not. No, we did absolutely not. So
wondering.
We will be posting pictures on the 9th Age forum following the tournament itself, so people can see what it looked like. But it's basically 10 tables, meaning 20 teams, 40 players, and everybody has to be suited up. That's also a big thing.
Suited and booted.
Suited or up or something equivalent.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard that last year you had someone dressed in like military outfit.
Yeah,
it was very smart. I heard.
Yes. Some from Ungdomshuset.
From. I used to play there actually.
From Krigsmaskinen, the war machine.
The
club is called. They dressed up in funky uniforms.
Yeah, that's quite a cool idea. So as long as it's smart, it's okay, right?
Yeah, yes. And also
it's essentially black tie.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And the best dressed team last time was father and son in smoking.
Yes.
Which was really cool.
So
and they're coming this year too.
Yes.
Okay, maybe we have to try and beat them. We should do a combined outfit.
And you also get points for the outfit.
Yes. No, maybe we can think of something.
There's this new concept of gold and silver and bronze tokens you can buy stuff for. Can one of you explain this system?
Yeah, the main thing is, instead of earning victory points or tournament points, in games you earn gold for the amount of victory points you kill. So you don't get tournament points for the difference in victory points you get tournament points, which now is gold or silver, for the victory points you kill. And also you get gold and silver for completing different objectives in the game. And you can also use that the gold and the silver for getting some mystery cards, which is some additional objective you can use in the battle, or magic items, or some regiments of renown you can get, which is like you invest the gold you earn to maybe get an advantage or extra objectives, but you have the problem with this is that to win the tournament you have to have the most gold.
And you're actually having real coins.
Right? We have minted coins.
Minted coins.
Yeah.
And you want people to bring a box as well to hold like the paymaster's chest.
Yeah. Exactly. Every team has to bring a chest to carry their gold in.
And you said
similar, maybe.
And the most impressive chest wins gold as well.
Yeah. Yes. You get also get some gold for how cool your chest or
whatever
thing
it is.
Cool.
And if you only have a plastic bag, you get nothing.
And you said the regiments of renown. You guys are going to provide those regiments, right?
That's right, yeah.
And could you give us a sneak peek or just something maybe interesting about them?
So it's generally going to be units that are not very powerful. It's going to be units such as 25 skeleton warriors, not with distracting, probably with spears or something like that. And then it's going to be something like 25 militia levy, which are the old Bretonnian men-at-arms, stuff like that.
Maybe a wizard, a soul wizard.
Maybe a soul wizard, but you can't fully trust these regiments. We're going to be making special rules for these. And obviously you're not guaranteed to get them when you buy the magic mystery cards.
So you can get magic items or something else.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And,
but you are sure to get some return for the gold that you spent.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a bit of a lottery because some cards are better than others, but you will get something you can use in the games. Either objectives to get more, more objectives, so you can get more gold in the battle, or something that you can get to kill more things.
And
more gold.
And this information is going to be released soon.
Yeah, we have an Advent calendar.
Advent calendar.
Where the first one was this Sunday, where we released the.
That's a really good idea.
Tournament pack.
The tournament pack. So that's all the scenarios that was this Sunday.
Yeah.
No. Scenarios will be next Sunday.
Yeah, the third.
Okay,
Sunday.
so the restrictions were this weekend, last weekend.
And how exactly the goal works is the coming weekend, the second, and then mystery cards is probably going to be the 4th Advent or maybe Christmas.
Okay.
Nice.
You're gonna get it under the tree on Christmas morning.
Yeah.
So everybody's going to the tournament like, oh, nice turkey and everything. One second, I just had to check my telephone.
Just gotta find out where the mystery cards are.
Yeah, and we've been really fortunate. There seems to be a lot of support for this tournament. We have already, and we had, 15 teams signed up on the first hour?
In the first 5 minutes, we had 11 teams who signed up, and in the first, and then within the first hour and a half, 16 teams.
So how many teams are left? 4 or 5?
One
more space left.
We have one more space left.
Last time I checked, it was 19 teams who signed up.
Okay.
Nice.
And it's 300 kroner per person.
Yes.
Yeah. Obviously, this is in Copenhagen.
Yeah. Oh,
international community. Sorry. Yeah. So one more space left. So get signing up if you haven't already. Yeah. 300 kroner is I think a very good price because you guys have got this amazing venue and it's going to be a cool atmosphere with some interesting ideas and rules.
We'll also provide lunch.
And lunch is included, and I heard that it's going to be very good.
We are aiming for a very, very high quality in everything that we do, and we achieved that last time, but we want to take it to the next level this time.
Yeah, especially with those beautiful surroundings that we're going to playing, it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to
it. Maybe I can donate some cutlery from work for you.
Imagine a grand ball hall, and there's going to be chandeliers, and there's actually going to be like 2 levels. There's going to be balconies. We haven't decided on that quite yet because
I think you should have waitresses.
We had that last time. That worked out really well.
Yeah.
Except it was a little bit distracting to some of the players.
There's going to be a bar, right? Like a fully stocked bar.
Fully stocked bar, yes.
That's
going to be an auto include.
So guys, is there anything else you want to say about the tournament while we're here? I know you have to leave soon, Thomas. Maybe we want to go quickly through some of the scenarios. We played one tonight.
Yeah.
Or maybe you just want to talk about...
You can talk about the one you tested tonight.
Yeah, so there's going to be 5 scenarios, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
And that's generated by a dice at the beginning of the game, or everyone plays the same scenario?
Everyone plays the same scenario.
So there's 5 games.
Round, yeah.
Okay, so you're going to play all of the scenarios at some point during the tournament.
So
can you guys talk a little bit about the thoughts process behind the scenarios that you created? What is the objectives and what do you want your players doing with the objectives?
Yeah. We took basically what people already are familiar with, like King of the Hill scenarios, character assassination, these kind of things, and then we added a twist to them. So most of these scenarios will not be completely new for any players who are veterans of 8th or 9th edition, but they will be tweaked in a way that it's still something new and other than battle line.
The main thing is that we have when you have objectives, you get points for holding them each turn, and also
rather than at the end of the game.
Yeah, exactly. But you also get points or beer for holding them at the end of the game.
I saw
the beer one.
Am I allowed to talk about that? Or
we have one scenario called Protect the Brewery, where you have to protect this brewery, and if you control it at the end of the game, the team gets some beer.
I think it should be at the end of each turn. You should get some beer.
We should also do a big shout out to Fao Cigar for actually allowing us to use their terrain and their tables, and also sponsoring some very nice gifts and prizes.
Yeah,
fantastic. And yeah, so we played an interesting scenario today, Jonas and I. I was playing with my High Elves and Jonas with his Skaven, and we're going to go through the lists in the second part of the podcast. But just quickly about the scenario, it was like a what's it called, head-to-head?
Singles.
Singles.
In all the other games and scenarios, you play with your
with
partner.
your partner.
Yeah, with your partner. In this game, you split the table in half, and then you play a single game against the opponent team.
Yeah, and the board is literally split in half, and you can't shoot or cast spells or move onto the other half of the board. So Jonas and I, we had a quick game just before we podcast tonight, and it was basically 1,200 points one-on-one with a half table. And I really liked it. I thought it was fun playing with like a small army.
Yeah.
And
the objectives were, you had one objective around your own deployment zone that you got 50 points for holding at the end of the turn, and then you had your opponent's objectives near his deployment zone, which you got 200 points for holding a turn. So you kind of have an incentive to
push
move
across the table,
to move towards your opponent's deployment zone, and it really worked out well.
It worked out well for me.
Yeah, it worked out.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
And what you just said there, Jonas, is the main thing we wanted, that you have to move across the table and do something, and not just sit in a corner, and you have to pressure in both sides of the table. And
defend your objective and attack your opponents.
Yeah,
and also with the dynamic that you no longer gain victory points with the difference in scores, you gain only the victory points for what you actually did during the battle. And then regardless of how many losses you took, that means that you can be a little bit more reckless with your forces.
Yeah. And the victory points directly translate to gold.
Yeah.
Gold and silver.
So just go YOLO.
Exactly. So you can just push it in. So long as you take points off, then you're making money for yourself.
If you're using a 250-point unit to kill a 50-point unit, you're making a profit, and that's what it's all about.
All about making money.
And you also award your opponent.
Yes. Yeah. But
so you're looking for games that has a very high movement focus, and where you want people to do a lot of pushing out on the map, and I think that will lead to a very fun tournament. I think, because you'll have good dynamics, and I think I like it.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this tournament actually. Hopefully I can get my vampire counts painted in time.
Yeah.
And it can be the first time they go out on the field, but I've got I think 7 guys painted so far out of about 100, so it's going to be a busy Christmas for me, I think.
It's fine.
And it's the tournament, you need painted armies.
Yeah, painted armies.
What's the policy?
We just talked about it. It's we're just sticking with the easy rules of fully painted, or we remove them from the table.
Wow, okay. So it's quite harsh.
It's us that's just decided.
And we are completely subjective.
Yeah. And a bit,
can you be bribed with beer?
You can try it.
And I'm a bit of a painting fascist. So,
so a Golden Demon winning painter is going to be deciding whether your models are staying on the table or not.
Absolutely.
You also get awarded a gold for how good the army looks.
Okay, Jonas, we're going to have some painting
painting
nights coming up.
Us.
So obviously, if you haven't realised, Jonas and I, we're going to play together with maybe Skaven and High Elves, or Skaven and Vampire Counts, hopefully.
Natural alliance.
I think the vampire's going to be, come on Skaven, go in there, and then I'm just going to raise my rat zombies. Okay, so guys, is there anything else you want to say about the tournament before we wrap up?
Well, if you want to catch more info, we have a Facebook page called Gentlemen and Dolls, and it's a closed group, so you can just apply for getting membership, and we will.
We can probably put a link to that on the show notes on SoundCloud.
We also have some info on powerfist.dk under tournaments. It's just to be in both forums. There's more activity on the Facebook page.
Yeah, and on the Facebook page is where we primarily give out new information, and we're also obviously going to be posting the pictures on the Facebook page. Also, the idea is to recycle the Facebook page in the sense that we want to keep people involved with the tournament, and then we're going to update it if we want to do another tournament in the future.
So definitely, guys, if you're from not from Denmark, you should join the Facebook page. And
just to see it.
Yeah, I mean, just to see,
I think it's a really interesting concept, and I think anyone anywhere in the world who's doing Warhammer tournaments should really take it into account and see what we're doing here in Copenhagen, and maybe have a go at it in England or France or wherever the hell you are.
As far as we know, we have seen nobody who has been able to do what we've done yet. So that is throwing down the gauntlet.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge right there.
And at the moment, also, the Facebook page is in Danish. I will translate a lot of it to English and also do the full tournament pack in English. So
that would be nice, because I never read the restrictions in there.
The scenarios is already written in English.
Yeah.
So we didn't think about it at first, but we will do the whole campaign tournament pack in English, so people can be inspired.
Probably pretty much just for me right now, but that's okay.
If people are curious about the venue itself, we will also be posting a couple of pictures of that, just so people can see it.
Yeah, so get on the Facebook page. I'll post a link in the show notes to the Power Fist page and also the Facebook page, so you can have a look on the SoundCloud, like the description from this podcast. You can see all the information there. And I think that's about it. So thank you very much for Thomas for coming on.
Thank you.
And thank you, Kristoffer, for being here as well. And do you need to leave now?
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. So maybe you want to say goodbye to the world?
Goodbye, world!